Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Scrapping on a Ship, and I am combining that today with Stitches and Stencils, which is a series that MK and Sandie over at State Goddess and I do together, where we do stitching and stenciling on our layouts. I'm also playing along with May I Scraplift You. Today I am inspired actually by Sandie, who is State Goddess, and it is actually her birthday today, so happy birthday to you, Sandie. I am actually also scrapbooking a photo or photos that have her in them. So there you go. We've got like the magical trifecta, a series that she does. I'm scraplifting her and I'm using photos of her. So a very, very happy birthday. So this is the three of us, me, Sandie, and MK, on the cruise that MK and I taught on in February. And this is the last night. So we went down to one of this bar that is called I think it's called Atlas, but it's I don't know, it's very cool, kind of old world looking, and it's right up MK's alley. If you follow her and you know what her style is, it is definitely up her alley. So we went down there for Mai Tais, but we did the mocktails, Mai Tai mocktails, which was part of our drink package, so they're alcohol free. But we have a bit of a tradition that didn't necessarily start with the three of us. We have a few other friends that when we all retreat together, there is always at least one bit of fireball that is consumed. And so we are doing our traditional fireball shot. And that's actually the only alcohol I had on this trip. Surprising. No, not really surprising. I don't drink that much, you guys, really, honestly. It's really a rare occasion. And so we are having Mai Tais and a shot of Fireball, which smells very cinnamony. And so our toast is usually something about it smelling like Christmas. So my title here is Smells Like Christmas and Mai Tais. So yeah, that is what we're doing. And I just definitely had to get a picture of that just for the books, because it is really a tradition when we're together. That's one of the things that we have to do to at least on one of the nights. It's not an every night thing. At least not for me. So, and I'm not implying it is for them either, but you know, with a variety of friends, it may be one night or another it may not all happen on the same night. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So anyway, I am scraplifting Sandie, and I really liked this kind of L design that she's got going on. I am not going to do the vertical paper. I'm just doing the horizontal papers. And the reason is because, well, I didn't really have a good reason. I just felt like the vertical paper it didn't feel needed, and my photos are smaller. My top photo is smaller than hers, so I felt like it would be really narrow to or not really add to it, so I just left it off. So I am kind of placing my papers, but I am going to have to move everything down. They're just way too high. I did use Sandie's stencil on here, her brick wall stencil, so it's more than a trifecta. I don't know what the word for four would be, but so I am using her stencil. I did use a little bit of pumice stone through the stencil on a blending brush, and then I left my stencil down and I went over it with some Distress translucent crackle paste, and lo and behold, it did not crackle at all. I didn't do full coverage, I just did a little bit, so you definitely get a little bit of dimension, and it also is glossy when it dries. I didn't know it was going to be glossy. I wasn't really 100% sure because I haven't used it in quite some time, and I don't have a sample of it anywhere. I probably should swatch my texture pastes, but anyway, it is... It says right on it, translucent gloss paste. I should have read that. It's printed kind of small. That's my excuse, but it's fine. It's not like I wouldn't have used it anyway. I was really hoping it would crackle, but I don't know if that's because I didn't let it sit to dry and I used a heat gun, or what, but yeah, no crackle going on this page. But I really like how it looks. Now, when you put texture paste on your layout, depending on what you put on there, some of them make it hard to go through a sewing machine. I know the paper glaze is really hard on my sewing machine. And it's not the needle, it's the actual foot gets stuck on the texture paste because it has that glossy finish. It doesn't glide through. It kind of like has friction, and then it doesn't progress through. I don't know what the technical term is in sewing because I'm not a seamstress. I just use it on paper. So it doesn't progress through under the foot. It just gets stuck there. So I was like, I don't, now that I've done this, I probably should have done some stitching first, or done some stitching on my wood grain and the other papers that I have layered up here before I put adhesive on them. And I was feeling really lazy about going through and removing all of the adhesive so that I could do stitching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little hand stitching at the very end of the video. And you'll see that pop up. You'll see that in the video. You'll see it in the still shots as well. And I keep it really simple. I use some embroidery floss in black to do a little bit of stitching. And it's just an X stitch. I don't know what it's called. Like I said, it's not my forte. And so I really like the way that it looks. And I have done layouts using the same type of, I don't want to call it cross stitch because I know that's like a whole different ball of wax, but this little X design that you can do with a stitch. So if you know the name of it, you can tell me down below. I'm happy to know that. Not that I'm going to remember, but I just don't commit those things to my memory because I don't use them often enough, I guess. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I know I want my title to say it smells like Christmas and my Tais. And so I went to one of my 49 and Market Christmas rub-on leftovers, and I cut out the word Christmas. I am rubbing it onto some acetate so I can move it around on my layout because I'm not 100% sure where I want it. And so I'm putting it on the acetate, and then I have my little tiny tiles here. These are it's a stamp and die set that I have from Paper Tray Ink, and they no longer make it. So before you ask me about it, they no longer make it. It's really old, and it's really cool, yes, and I love it, and I use it. I haven't used it in a while, but I used to use it all the time, and I'm trying to go back and remember to use it. So I have a whole bunch that I've pre-cut and pre-stamped, and I keep them in a little bin so I can just pull out the right letters in the right color when I want to. At some point I will have to stamp more, but right now I have them in several different variety of colors so that I have enough letters to make some words. And I use these mostly for the filler words. So I'm using it for smells like and the word and. And I actually have two different colors going on here. I don't really know the name of the colors. I'm sure they're Catherine Pooler ink. One is probably Samba. The other one is probably Coral Cabana or something to that effect. But I'm not 100% sure. They are slightly different. And I just intermix the letters with each other so that it doesn't look like, the last three letters are a different color than all of the rest. I kind of like mix them up in between. And I'm totally happy with that. It works for me, and I'm going to go with it. And then I just take my letters and I put them on a little strip of paper with some liquid glue, or you can use tape runner if you want. I use that sometimes too. And then that allows me to move my entire little word around so I can figure out the placement, and I don't have to move around each little individual tile. Hopefully that's a good trick for you. And that helps you out if you are somebody who uses the tile stickers out of any of the collections. It works. You can do this with any of them. Now, I know my word, my Tais, the last word looks funny to me. It is indeed spelled correctly because I checked it. But I think when it has the S on it, I don't know if there's a different word that is plural for my Tais. Is it like goose and geese? I'm not sure. I don't know what that would be, but it just looks funny with the S, but that's the way it's spelled, so I'm going with it. I am making some clusters out of some of the 49 and Market Sunburst collection. The background paper is actually a Simple Stories paper. It's one of their papers from Simple Vintage Berry Fields. It's called Sunshine and Sage. The other side is kind of a minty green color, and it reads as a solid for me, and that's what I use as my solids. I don't keep solid cardstock other than white, black, craft, and maybe a few sheets of cream. Otherwise, this is what I use in place of solids, and to me it looks like a solid because it's all tone on tone print, and I really like the way that it looks, so that's what I'm going with. And then I'm going to also add a couple of frames from the 49 and Market. Now, I don't know if they are from the cluster kit or if they are from the Ultimate Page kit, because I have both, and at this point they're all mixed in. I don't typically follow along with the clusters or the page kit for the most part. Sometimes I might make one or two things that are out of the one or two clusters out of the entirety of the two kits, or I might make something very similar to it, but 90% of it is not used as intended on the instruction sheet. But I really like that you get a really good sampling of the embellishments. So I find that it's a great way to get a little sampling of the collection, and you don't really feel like you're missing out on anything. You get a few papers in the page kits, the Ultimate Page kits, but I don't usually even necessarily use those. I just love playing with all of the embellishments. So I recommend it if you've never tried any 49 and Market stuff and you don't want to invest in a whole collection. Either pick up one of their embellishment cluster kits or pick up one of their page kits and either make it how they have it on their in the photographs, or do your own thing with it and see if you like it. Yeah, that's my recommendation. Okay, so now I am also bringing in some pieces from MK's shop. These are some cocktail glasses in different kind of drinks, different kinds of fruity drinks. One looks like a strawberry daiquiri, one looks like the glass that our Mai Tais are served in, and then I'm also going to bring in one that I think looks like a margarita glass into that upper cluster on the left hand side. I'm also going to add a cluster up at the top, kind of towards the right, a little bit, well, more centrally located than a little bit towards the center of right. I don't know. And I'm going to bring that in there just to add a little bit of extra interest up here, and I'm going to move that little wooden tropical piece up there as well. I did have it in that upper cluster on the left hand side, but I'm moving it up there just to bring in a more wood veneer into that little section, and that is also from MK's shop, and I will put links for these if they are still available down below so that you can find those easily if that's something of interest to you. I think they're super cute. They are very delicate, especially the little straws and the little umbrellas. So you have to be very careful with them, but they are adhesive back, so you just peel the adhesive off the back. They do have a masking over the front, so you have to peel that off as well. It just protects them in the process when the lasers are cutting and scoring and etching. So you do have to peel that little portion off. And it's really hard to tell that it's on there because it's very similarly colored to the actual wood. So here is where I am just using my pokey tool. It's a really old Amy Tangerine pokey tool. You could easily use like a colored thumbtack, not the flat ones, but like the ones that are like red, green, blue, whatever. You could use that. You could use you could buy a pokey tool. They sell them, or a piercing tool is I think what they actually call it. I call it a pokey tool, but a thumbtack would work as well if you don't want to invest in anything right off the bat and you just want to see if you like the process. And then I am not even knotting it in the back. I'm just holding it with my thumb because I'm just literally making a little X and then trimming it off and then going on to my next spot. So that's just going to be my stitching, and I really like how it looks. I like the addition of the black. There's not a lot of black on this layout, but there's a black border around the word delight in the upper left hand corner, and then there is a little black tab to the right of the frame that has the shell and the cocktails in the bottom right hand corner. And so I thought I will just add a little bit of this because that's going to add in a little bit more black and give it a little bit more depth and variation in color. And I'm really happy with the way that it looks. At the end of the day, I am going to go and do a sketchy line in black all the way around the outside. I probably could have run it through my sewing machine to start with, but I didn't think about doing that until the end. And at this point, with all of the embellishments being kind of close to the edges, I decided I'm not going to chance it. And plus, again, I have that texture paste on there, which I kind of felt like there's a really good chance that it's not going to advance in my sewing machine because the foot's going to get caught on that kind of sticky feel. It's not sticky to touch, but when the metal goes on it, it keeps it from slipping. So that's why I decided to go with this sketchy line. And it's really hard to see that in my full screen shot of the photos because my paper is a bit warped. It's not going to bother me once it's in the page protector, but it makes it hard to see that sketchy line. Just know that it's there, and you can see it kind of a little bit on the two sides. That is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out what MK has for you today. I know she's doing a scrap lift of Sandie as well, and we are doing similar photos, if not the exact same photo. And don't forget to go give Sandie a little bit of love for her birthday. Also, she is State Goddess on Instagram and on YouTube, and she does a Whiny Wednesday, usually midweek, live on her YouTube channel, if you didn't know that already. So go and give her a little bit of love, and also give Crystal a little love for putting this series together. Thank you, Crystal, for doing that. Really appreciate it. I'll be back again tomorrow with another one. See you then. Bye-bye.